atheism is quite strongly linked with science, so it's seen as quite a scientific approach. And do you think, therefore, that sort of atheism would claim intellectual supremacy over the other religions because of its strong scientific core?
I think there's quite a common view among atheists as they see scientific knowledge as the only valuable form of knowledge or the only valuable form of information we can get out of the universe. But there are many atheists. I mean, as I said before, atheist religious people such as the Buddhists and the Hindus, of course, can have, that they can see that investigating the human condition through meditation and just other forms of contemplation is a hugely valuable, way of viewing things, and it's a hugely valuable endeavour. But a lot of atheists, as I know them, there is this idea of the supremacy of science, this idea that the atheist viewpoint is far better or far more neutral than the religious viewpoint, because of that. But I would argue that is right to some extent. The scientific method is about challenging our preconceptions until we can challenge them no more. If that's not closest to the neutral viewpoint, I don't know what is.
I have a question of my own, actually, to add to that. I just wanted to ask you, if you take a scientific viewpoint, how far can you take an atheistic viewpoint towards a scientific viewpoint? Can you begin to question a scientific viewpoint itself? And therefore, from that premise, do you essentially, eventually, just fall into nihilism? Because you have to refute everything. Empiricism, science, every basis has to be questioned, and at what point do you accept any concrete reality? And I will pass that back to you.
I think I made reference to this point. It's not that atheists don't have any preconceptions. It's that they challenge their preconceptions until they can't challenge them anymore, which is to say that they can't consistently live or think without having these preconceptions. We all have preconceptions about the existence of concrete objects, as opposed to there just being mental phenomena in the world and nothing else, or the entire world existing inside our own minds and nobody else existing. These are all things that we can legitimately believe, and there's no way that anyone else can prove you wrong. However, it's not these preconceptions. I mean, if you did have those preconceptions, they wouldn't be reasonable at all. You couldn't consistently live believing these things. The thing I just referred to before, the metaphysical viewpoint of solipsism. You can't be a solipsist. You can't deny that no one else exists and have a meaningful conversation with anybody else, because it just defeats itself. So I think that the idea behind what you said was, you have to have some preconceptions. There is no such thing as an entirely neutral or an entirely negative viewpoint, but it's having the preconceptions which allow you to think consistently and live consistently in the most basic way, which